As a Boy Scout in the Far East Council, Japan, David went on camping riding the famous Bullet Train, a train back then that went almost 200 miles per hour to Mount Fuji. While on this camping trip, the boys hiked up the trail about halfway up the mountain. It was also during his scouting in Japan where he got tapped out in the Order of the Arrow, an elite part of scouting. In September 1969, the Dooleys would make their last move as a family. Sergeant Dooley got stationed to Reese Air Force Base, Lubbock, Texas. With this move, David was then switched to a different council. He was switched to the South Plains Council, and for the OA, he was now part of Nakona Lodge 150. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty, to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Wamakdink, Wingalausik, Witahimaway. Frank and Helen decided this is where he was going to retire after 20 years in the Air Force and moved into a 3-bedroom house in Lubbock instead of a base housing. Their permanent address would be 5515 37th Street, Lubbock, Texas. Now, this is the first time that the Dooley children would not be living on base, and making friends would not be as easy as before. Now that they are outsiders in a way. David attended junior high school at McKenzie Junior High and high school at Coronado High School. In November 1973, while David was in his senior year, David and his dad got into a major fight. The reason of the fight is unclear, but David's mom had to break them up by hitting both of them with a broom. Very shortly after that, David decided to move out. Right after Christmas that year, David decided to quit high school in the middle of his senior year and go into the military to get away from Lubbock. In January 1974, David enlisted in the United States Air Force. Basic training took place at Lackland Air Force Base, San Antonio, Texas.